Hi guys, welcome to my story. Today is October 2nd, and things have changed a little. Actually, things have changed a lot. My cat wants you to know that too. Things have changed quite a bit. Today, I'm on my way into the hospital for a biopsy of some spots that were found on my. You know what? Let's start at the beginning and we'll talk about where we've been. Friday, September 11th, my fiance Alex planned a date for us. We went axe throwing. It was amazing. I loved it. I was pretty good at it.
Yeah, you were.
Yeah. Then we decided, after some discussion back and forth, to try going out to dinner for the first time since the pandemic began. We went to a local rotisserie that I know that serves really good food, and we ordered 6 oysters. I had 4 of them. She had 2 of them. This was really frightening for me because last time I went to the emergency room was in February of 2020, so earlier this year. I went in because I had a persistent migraine that wasn't going away. And I went in, they did a head CAT scan, found nothing remarkable, no explanation for my migraines. They found a 7-centimeter mass on my thyroid gland, and it turned out to have been thyroid cancer. Dr. Rakoff came back into my room, very nice lady, super nice, and she sat down and she said, okay, good news. Your appendix is fine. We don't see any sign of diverticulitis. We think you had food poisoning, probably from the oyster. I was a little bit relieved, but her face told me there was more I needed to know. She said, the bad news is there is a 5-centimeter mass, and that was all she said. I interrupted her with the word fuck. And she said, yeah, fuck. She said, there's a 5-centimeter mass in your right kidney. The radiologist who read the CAT scan saw it as highly suspicious of kidney cancer. This was about the worst news I could imagine. I was so upset that I couldn't actually call Alex. I asked Dr. Rakoff to call her because I knew I wouldn't be able to get through the phone call. The Swedish Cancer Institute in Edmonds. I should mention before this that Alex did some research for me. I was forbidden from doing research of my own because I tend to go down rabbit holes. And Alex told me that if kidney cancer is found fairly early on and is entirely contained in the kidney without spreading, the 5-year survival rate is in the high 90%. If, on the other hand, it's spread to a distant location, that 5-year survival rate is about 12%. As we're recording this, Alex just pointed this out to me, and it's something I hadn't even realized. My dad was my hero. And my dad died very early. He died at 62 and a half of complications of congestive heart failure after being a doctor, a family physician for decades. Best doctor I ever knew. His name was Paul. He's been gone now 11 years. And Alex just pointed out to me that my doctor is Dr. Paul's son. Even though she's a lady, I would be Dr. Paul's son. And I'm being taken care of by Dr. Paul's son. And that's pretty cool. She said, before we get into too much else, I want to tell you right now that my goal is to cure this cancer. I said, Dr. Paulson, I don't want to die. And she said, I don't want you to either. What I want to do is get through some scans, stage this thing, get you on a table, get it out of you, and throw it in the trash where it belongs. Dr. Paulson is my kind of lady. I like her attitude a lot. It felt really good, and it felt really nice to be cared about by somebody I'd never met before.
Okay, so brief update.
I've had 3 of my scans. I had my chest CT, I had my throat CT, I had my head MRI. The MRI was really interesting. I've never had one before, and holding still for that long was weird. They had like the cage around your head, and it was very strange. But they played music. Well, they asked about music. I had thunderstorm sounds because I really like thunderstorm sounds and ambient sounds. Anyway, we had those. Got the results within a day, and all of them are clear. My brain is clear, no additional lesions or anything like that. I still have a bone scan to go through.
So I wasn't able to film that appointment with the oncologist. I wasn't able to film her telling us the results of that bone scan, but unfortunately that bone scan had some spots on it. 4 of them, actually. 2 on my ribs, 1 on my pelvis, 1 on my skull somewhere. And that means most likely that my cancer spread. We don't know exactly where to. We don't know what the specifics are, but it spread. So she ordered a biopsy of the bone spot, which will be done today under some sedation, and then we'll find out next week. Except also on Monday, a few days from now, I get to go and actually have a biopsy of the tumor in my kidney as well, which we weren't going to do, but now we're going to do that because the surgeon wants to do that to find out what exactly is in my kidney. Is it what was in my thyroid gland that moved to my kidney? Did my kidney move to my thyroid? Did what move to the bones? Do I have like Cthulhu growing inside of me? We don't know. We're not sure what's going on. The boggart that's in there is all over the place. But it's a scary thing. It's a scary time, and it's a scary minute. And I have a lot of support. I have support from my family. I have support from my friends. I have support from my pets, obviously, as you can see. But we're going to figure this out. And no matter what the issue here is, no matter what the prognosis is, and the prognosis right now could range wildly. I could be talking about thriving through cancer for decades. And thriving through cancer is a phrase that I stole from my good friend Tanya, who I'm in a mastermind group with right now about giving a TED Talk. And I love you, Tanya, and thank you for that phrase, thriving through cancer. I could be thriving through cancer for decades, up to 50 years or more. I could also be looking at fighting like hell for extra years. And I just don't know. But I want to do this, and I want to be here with you, and I want to do this with you and talk to you about this, and I want to share this with you. And as one of my fictitious idols would say, Mark Watney from The Martian, and that's kind of how I feel this series is going to be. It's kind of like my own little chronicle of survival. In the face of overwhelming odds, I really have no other choice. We're just going to science the shit out of this thing. And now, here we are back today, October 8th. Yesterday, we did get kind of a win. Yesterday, we found out that the kidney biopsy came back and that the kidney cancer is not thyroid cancer spread to the kidney. It is primary clear cell renal carcinoma. That is exactly what we wanted it to be. That is the most treatable, the most beatable, the most curable. Tomorrow, Friday, we'll get the results of the bone biopsy. It's taken longer because I'm young and strong and healthy, and in order to get the cells out of the bone that they took, they have to remove the calcification from the bone. And apparently my bones were so strong that they had to put it back through the recalcifier or the uncalcifier or the calcification removal apparatus, whatever they do. They had to put it through it again because the diamond cutter that they used to cut the samples couldn't penetrate my bones. I'm stronger than diamonds, guys. And so are you. We all are, in our own way.
Tomorrow's bone biopsy results could throw everything into a tailspin. We have no idea. I hate to interrupt myself, but I have to. It's Friday, October 9th. It's like 7:30 in the morning. My oncology appointment's later today. Haven't even been there yet. I told you just a minute ago that the results of the bone biopsy could change everything and that we didn't have them yet. Last night, we got a phone call from Dr. Paulson.
Looking for thyroid cancer and kidney cancer cells, and the special stain came back negative. The only, the rib spot is slightly brighter than the others, but even with that, the radiologist who looked at the images today, in the context of having the pathology information available, said it was consistent with the same process and did not think that it needed to be biopsied separately, and said that it's the same sclerosing, meaning bone scarring process, could account for all 4 sites, and they would not go after it. The recommendation consensus of the tumor board is to proceed with nephrectomy. I'm going to let Dr. Porter know, and of course I'll go back over all of this information with you tomorrow, but I didn't want you to have to wait an extra night when I had the good news sitting in my inbox.
Thank you so much.
And I'm so sorry for the worry that this caused. I'm really glad that I'm reassured now and that we looked. But this is the absolute best possible outcome of this biopsy.
Yeah, we understand that, and we appreciate the thoroughness, even regardless of what it created, that because it's better to know. It's better that we know.
So we're gonna do what you said. We're gonna cut this thing out and throw it in the trash, right?
We're gonna cut it out. We're gonna throw it in the trash. We're gonna watch it closely, and yeah.
And I'm gonna live.
Yes, that's the goal. Our goal is cure. Okay, from day one, I told you, no matter the extent, our goal is cure.
Thank you.
The best possible outcome from this situation. My cancer didn't spread. I just have kidney cancer. I still have kidney cancer. I still get to fight kidney cancer. And I get to beat kidney cancer. We're going to have surgery. I'm going to lose an organ. And I'm going to get rid of it. I'm going to get to be the guy who beat 2 different types of cancers twice in the same year. And something good's going to come from all of it. There's a reason for it. And if you can take away anything from this roller coaster we've been on, it's that every single one of you is as strong as I am. And we're not just strong, guys. We're stronger than diamonds.